We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And he's Grogu. Say hi, Grogu.
He's waving.
Okay. And we're on the road with Mickey. The A team is back because Brenda's here with us. This is episode 150. We are very proud to be here for 150 episodes to talk Disney and other things with you guys. And it is our honor and pleasure. And we are just humbled that you guys even stop and take 5 minutes to listen to us. So thank you everyone for following along for 150 episodes.
Thank you.
Love
and
you
I'm
guys.
so glad that you're here in time for it, Aunt Brenda.
Yay,
I
me
am
too.
Yeah. And our feature topic this week is Brenda's Walt Disney World and Disney Wish recap. That's a long title for a great topic.
It's a long title.
So we're going to talk it up.
Said 2 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Before we started recording.
Exactly. But you didn't have to say that. But anyway.
It's got to make people laugh.
Anyway, the podcast is for December 19th, 2022. And first, we are going to go into some cheddar from the big cheese. And since she's back, Brenda is starting us off.
I'm starting us off with a very special happy belated birthday to one of our favorite people in Disney Legends, Dick Van Dyke, who turned 97 on December 13th. Happy birthday, Dick Van Dyke. We love you.
Yes, absolutely. Happy belated birthday.
Yes.
Golly.
Hope it was so amazing.
I'm sure it was. My grandpa, Sophie's poppy, he was 98 when he passed away. Yeah. So next year, Dick Van Dyke will be getting to that number.
That's right. My grandmother was also 98 when she passed away. My daddy's mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. That's bringing
up. I guess a good time. Good time to go, I guess.
Yeah, but it's bringing up emotions, you guys. Daddy,
I'm sorry.
It's your turn to go on with the cheddar, Daddy. Let's get going.
Okay. Well, Splash Mountain is going to be closing for good on January 23rd. And it's going to be remade into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And it will be closed until sometime in 2024. So I mention it so that if you have the opportunity, you can go ride it before it closes. So.
Oh, goodness. That was not much help for making the mood better. Looks like it's all up to me now.
It's all on you, Sophie.
It is.
No pressure.
On your shoulders,
no pressure.
Girl.
No pressure.
All right. Well, here's mine, and it's way, way better than Daddy's.
Yes, of
Thank
course.
the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Recently, Walt Disney Imagineering shared on Instagram an image of Te Fiti that was installed at the Journey of Water inspired by Moana. That is the new water pavilion in Epcot. And on my trip, on our last trip, I actually got some pictures of it over the construction wall. So I'm very excited for it. It is coming soon. The project is due to be completed in late 2023.
Yep.
We will keep our fingers crossed for that.
Yeah. And you know, I think they put they put Te Fiti in place like 2 days after we left, of course.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
It's not like we would have seen it much anyway.
That's true. That wall is pretty large there.
Yeah. And I will link the Instagram post into the show notes for anyone that hasn't seen it and wants to see it. It is a really cool shot. It's
Yeah.
really neat because you see Tafiti in the foreground, and off in the background you see Spaceship Earth, and it is
Ooh.
so cool. It is such a cool shot. So I'll link
Fantastic.
that in the notes. Um,
Yay.
but now it is time to talk about Brenda. We don't talk about Bruno, but we're talking about Brenda.
Yeah.
Simple as that, okay?
Everybody does.
So Sophie and I do have a few questions
Okay, good.
Mhm.
on both sides of your trip, the Walt Disney World side and the Disney Wish side.
Awesome.
Um, and I figure we'll start with Walt Disney World first because you were there first, and then you went to the Wish, and then you came back for a day at Disney.
Yeah.
So you are definitely the whirlwind traveler this
Oh,
week.
yeah. Last week I was, huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so um, tell us a little bit how your stay was on the first half of the trip for the Walt Disney World side.
Well, we stayed the first 2 nights before the cruise. We stayed at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is one of our very, very, very favorite places in all the world. All the world. Get it? Ah! Anywho,
Ah,
yeah. And when I left there, and I told my husband this. I said, I would like to just come and stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge and not go to any parks. I would like to just come and stay here, spend a day
wow.
hanging out at the pool, spend a night like having dinner at Boma and relaxing, and just use this as a destination vacation because we absolutely love that resort and it is a vacation in a vacation.
Mhm.
And I would really seriously consider just going there for maybe a long weekend and not even doing parks because I just love that place. It is relaxing, it is beautiful, and it's just like a second home. It feels like a second home. It feels wonderful and cozy and warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
let us know when, okay?
Mhm.
Mhm.
yep, yep, yeah. Anytime I can get a great deal, the flights are what's killing me. The flights are killing me. We used to could fly for $99 from Houston. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
So if that ever happens again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we gone.
Mhm.
So you went to which parks?
We went the first day to Hollywood Studios. We did the Fantasmic Dining Packet, which is why we chose Hollywood Studios actually, is so I could see the new Fantasmic show.
How was it?
Yeah.
Awesome. It was awesome. I loved it.
Was it a
I
big
loved it.
difference from what before?
No, not to me. But
Okay.
you know what? Let's look at the perspective here. You're a tech guy.
Mm-hmm.
You notice things and you know things and all that. I am just a person who, if I don't know, let's say I looked at a picture that had 60 pixels versus 60,000 pixels. I don't know what that means. I don't know if one thing's better than the other as far as anything. So this is
Oh, I
like
know
a
what that
naked
means.
eye kind of
Right.
perspective, whereas
Gotcha.
you may notice things in the show that were totally heightened by some new technology that's clear and everything, and I wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
But the show
Yeah.
itself and what it's about and all that was the same to me. But I loved it.
And you
And
hadn't
it's
seen it in
been closed
forever.
so long that it was all
Yeah.
new again. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So if it's all been enhanced with greater technology and all that that other people would notice, that's fantastic. But I can't speak to that. I can only speak to the show itself as like the storyline and everything, and I love it and I always have.
Okay. Well,
Um
good.
Fantasmic Dining, we ate at Sci-Fi. We generally like Sci-Fi. We chose it because it was available, but we generally like just like on a regular basis in my life, I don't have like milkshakes and things like that. But going to like a drive-in kind of place and getting like a burger and fries and a milkshake, to me, a vanilla milkshake tastes really great with a burger. So that's something I really only do if we go to like sci-fi. I don't do that in my regular life, so it's
Yeah.
kind of special. But you do pay extra if you do the dining, the Fantasmic dining package. But when I figured it up, it was it was really like $11 more than just ordering that food and not going to the show. To me, it's worth $11 to get a special place to sit. So
Mhm.
it was $22 because there were two of us. To
Okay.
me, that's totally worth it. Like, no question.
Yeah.
How are the crowds for Fantasmic? Is it anything like processional?
I can tell you that way before the show was, and we went to the first show, way before the show was supposed to start, that line was, it was a very thick, long line. But when you have the dining package, you go to a certain area that's reserved just for dining package people, that's right like center on in the thing, and you choose your seat based on, I still went there early. I still went in there like 35, 40 minutes earlier than the show because I still wanted to choose my seat. But
Mhm.
even if we had come in late, we would have had a great seat because of the reserve seating. But there's a lot of seating for Fantasmic, and it was a full place. We were doing the wave, where you do the wave, and we were doing that, and I got that on video. We're like doing the wave. We sucked at it. Like, the whole audience sucked at it. We didn't do it right. But it was still it's almost like a communication method for Disney fans. Like, we knew what we were seeing, and we appreciated being able to be there.
That's cool.
So
All
I'm
right.
really glad it's reopened. Really
Yeah.
glad.
I am too. That's one thing that we've never done that. We have never
Mhm.
done we've never done Fantasmic at Disney World. We've only done it at California at
Oh,
Disneyland.
really? Oh, well, you
Yeah.
So
need to do it. Yeah,
we
you
need
got
to
to do
do
it.
it. Definitely
Yeah,
need to
for
do it.
sure.
So,
Yeah. All
For
right
sure.
then. So what I'm hearing is the next trip.
yeah, I think we need to because last
Yeah.
time it wasn't open, and of
Mhm.
course we weren't at Hollywood Studios this trip. So
Yeah.
all right. So next day, that was your party day, wasn't it?
Party. Next day was party day. Next day was party day in so many ways.
Now,
Well, I want to
Daddy
hear
and
more.
we tapped out after like when did we get to the parks? What was it? 6, 7 p.m.?
We got to the parks before then. We got to the parks probably, I would guess, maybe you're right, sometime between 6 and 7.
Point is, we tapped out early.
We
So
did.
we're relying on you to tell us what it was like, what the whole full experience was like.
Well, we got there. We got to first, earlier in the day, we went to Disney Springs. We weren't going to do a park and then the party. We did Disney Springs. We didn't do much at Disney Springs. We went to the Christmas store. We went to Raglan Road, which was the plan. We had lunch at Raglan Road, and of course dessert, which was Gurr's bread and butter pudding. Woo, Raglan Road, we love you. And it was
Mhm.
delicious, and it was so worth the trip, and it's always worth the trip every single time. And then we went and got to Magic Kingdom about 3:30. Got in the special line for event entrance. You know how you have the line for just the public who has tickets, and then you have the event entrance. So we got in the line, like I said, about 3:30 for the event entrance, and they let us in. They let us in to the park at like 10 to 4 instead of 4 o'clock, instead of holding
That's
us back till
because they
4.
knew Brenda Kenworthy was with them.
No, it's because there were so many people, I think, waiting to get in that they couldn't hold everybody in the holding area in the front. So they
No,
let
it's
us in,
because it
which
was
was awesome.
Brenda. It was
Yep,
because it
that
was
was it.
Brenda.
That was why. So we went in, we mistakenly decided to do the TTA as our first ride, which we often do. We often, when it's just Butch and me, I guess 9 times out of 10, we will choose to do the TTA first. It's like our get reacquainted to the park and see what you want to do next and chill for a minute. And what's sad was we got off the TTA, of course, went across to Carousel. Carousel was letting the people out because it was broken down, and it never came back up.
It wasn't open for us either.
It's very disheartening. So for the
Yeah.
whole party and everything, we did not get to ride Carousel
And
Progress.
See, and I
Yeah.
thought, and not having been there before, I thought Carousel of Progress was just normally not running during a party, but it normally is. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so that's something, okay, now we know.
It was a bummer.
Yeah.
Next
Because
time
it
we'll
was
go there
closed when
first.
because we did the TTA also.
Did you? Y'all are so cool. Y'all are
Yeah.
my
We,
soul family.
I
we
really
got,
do think you're just copying us.
We're just very, very similar. He's my brother
yeah.
from another mother.
Yep.
Oh,
Because
well,
we got,
yeah.
and we went through the thing, we got our special ornament, which is really cool.
Yes, that was very nice. Let me tell you, that's the first time they have ever done that.
Wow.
They have never done an ornament. They have never done a print.
Really?
That's because they knew it was our first trip,
That's right.
you know.
What do they usually do?
Nothing. I mean, they usually give you the cookies and the cocoa and the cider and all that, but they have never
Oh,
given us an entry gift.
Wow.
I
interesting.
mean, when I say never, okay, I don't know from the start of history of the party if that's the truth, but every time we've gone, they've never done that before. It's not been a thing before. So I
Well,
thought that was very, very nice, and
it was.
it's a very nice ornament. People, can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
really nice ornament. It's
It's a
hanging on
really
our
nice,
tree.
It
yeah,
was the
really
first thing
nice
we
ornament.
put.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we got through that part of it, and we're like, which way do you want to go? And people, no one was saying something. I'm like, pick a land. And I think Shane was it that said Tomorrowland, or Stephanie said Tomorrowland. And so that's when we went over there, and that's when we went to the TTA.
Yep.
So it was funny that we both rode the TTA. Like, no, TTA was not the first. I'm sorry. Buzz Lightyear was the first
Oh,
Yeah.
because
okay.
it was right there and it
Yep.
wasn't
Mm-hmm.
very long. So we did that, and then we did the TTA.
I gotcha. That's good too.
And
That's
I really do think that Buzz Lightyear is rigged because I had like a 10,000 point advantage over Stephanie, and she was at like, I don't know, 4,000. I was at 14,000. When we got done with that ride, I was at 118,000, and she had double the points.
ooh, she
How
must
did
have hit
that
something that's
happen?
really important. Because there are
Yeah.
things on those rides that give you a lot of points if you hit that one thing.
What?
Yep. You need to research
Oh,
that so the next time you can find it.
Yeah.
that's not fair.
I don't know, but it is what it is, honey.
Yeah. Yep. You know those
Let it go.
Imagineers, they
Let it
have
go,
such great
Elsa. Let it go.
personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
what did
Well,
y'all think
anyway,
of the
continue.
parade? The parade was fantastic. Did you like the parade?
we didn't see the parade. We had been going all day since, and you'll hear about it on the podcast when you get the opportunity to watch or listen. But we had been going since like 8 a.m. And
Oh,
we went
wow.
to how many resorts did we end up going to, Sophie? Riverside, French Quarter, Animal Kingdom, um, Beach
That's
Club,
awesome.
Yacht Club, Contemporary. I mean, not Contemporary, Grand Floridian. We went to like 6 resorts.
Was the
Oh,
Grand
the
Floridian super busy when you went? When we went after
the
Disney
monorail was
Springs right
busy.
before, it was crazy busy.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. The monorail was slammed, but we practically walked up to the gingerbread shop.
yeah.
We walked to the gingerbread house, but there were a billion people waiting to get their picture made in front of it, and then there were people everywhere in that lobby.
There
Well, yeah,
were,
but
and it was
like,
like that for us too. And we thought a line for people to get their picture was the line for the house itself. And
because that's what we
we were
dealt with
like,
it
we're
in the
not gonna do
past.
we're not gonna do that because that was crazy. Um, and
Yeah,
but then we walked around to the front, and I'm like, oh wait, here's the line, and there was like only 3 people in line to buy
yeah,
stuff. So
Yeah,
we
because
but
bought
we've
stuff.
been there a bunch of times to see the gingerbread house and the tree and everything, and that lobby has never been packed like what we
It
saw.
was packed like that for us too on the
hmm
second. Um,
But yeah, in the
but
past, we've dealt with lines for the gingerbread house that were out the front door.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
on
bad.
the monorail, like Sophie said, was absolutely crazy to get back on the monorail. But we walked over to the boats and we practically just walked right onto a boat, and we would have waited an hour to get if we waited for the monorail.
Yeah, because the monorail, you don't just walk to the monorail. You have to go through security. So then you have to get checked if something's wrong. And because they have that security part of it, it takes a lot longer to get out to the monorail.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so we took the boat to the Magic Kingdom.
Well, that works out. See, you got to know
Mhm.
how to bob and weave depending on what you're
Exactly.
dealing with.
Exactly.
Yep,
So
that's
so
awesome.
so tell us about the parade.
We really like the parade. I went live on the parade, for everybody to be able to watch the parade. And we just really like it. We really like the parade. We like the Christmas stuff. And, it's just jolly. I don't know. We really like it. We like short lines too, though. So we took advantage of that. And I can tell you, the lines were not, I know you hear that a lot, and I know it's true because it's happened a lot to us, but the line posted standby time was not right. Everything was heightened. Like it said 40 minutes for Mine Train, it was 20 minutes. So it says like 15 minutes for this, it was 5 minutes. They were not correct. They were inflated.
There was a problem with Seven Dwarfs on our night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we didn't ride Seven Dwarfs. We did
Wait,
a
there
lot
was?
of things
Oh,
though.
you're right. There was.
We did so we did TTA, we
Did you
did
do the
Buzz
Jungle
Lightyear.
Cruise?
No, we tapped out before we could get to
Yeah.
Adventureland.
The
But we had
Jungle
a
Cruise is
good
funny.
time though. So we had a
Yeah.
good time. We
The
did
Jingle Cruise, you mean?
Yeah, the Jingle Cruise. I
but
call
we
it the
also
Jingle Jungle.
did Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan and Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion and
Yeah.
things like that. And the Haunted Mansion for us was our last ride because I was just worn out. And so
Yeah.
What our last ride was.
I
Seven Dwarfs was
insisted.
our last ride. Yep,
Mm.
we left I maybe right after midnight.
okay, good. And
It was fun.
and the fireworks, how were the fireworks?
Great. Fireworks are beautiful.
Eh.
Fireworks are great.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So
Did you get all the cookies?
I got the snickerdoodly one. I got the chocolate chip sugar cookie with green icing on top.
mhm.
I got hot cider. I don't drink eggnog. I got hot cocoa twice. What did y'all get? Did I miss anything?
We got the sugar cookie, I believe. Yeah, it did have the green icing on it.
That was at the
and the
lunching
hot
pad.
Right.
and the cider,
The
but
cider was not hot though.
no, it was apple
That's right.
juice.
It was not. It was
cold.
not hot. It was just cider. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
think it
and
was just
Cosmic
apple
Rays
juice.
Cosmic Rays had the big cups of the hot cocoa, whereas the other
Oh,
one
yeah.
had those little cups.
We
We
got
had
those
Cosmic
too.
Rays hot chocolate too.
Yeah, it was good.
And we got gingerbread cookies with icing from Columbia Harbor House. But we
Yeah.
saved those and we ate them the next day.
Oh, awesome.
And they were good. Or actually we might have eaten them on the way home, Um my sister Robin, so we three, Cindy, Sophie, and I left. I tried to get Sophie to stay, but she was tired too.
Oh, yeah.
So Robin stayed with Steph and the family, and they drove her back to the resort. And so she came in. When she came in, she said it was like, what did she say, Sophie? Like 1:45?
Oh, yeah, she did the walk of shame at 1:45. That's
And
what she called it.
I never heard her come in. I was asleep, and she had to
So
pass
funny.
by. We were at we had a Tiana room at Riverside, and it was so gorgeous.
Awesome.
It was
But
beautiful.
but we Cindy and I, our bed was here, and then Sophie and Robin slept in the second queen bed, and I never heard Robin come in.
Wow, you
Ever.
were dead to the world. You
I
were
was dead.
exhausted.
I
We
was
all
so
three of us
tired.
were.
Yeah, I was so tired. I never heard her come in. So
That's funny. She did the walk of shame. Isn't Port Orleans Riverside just so calming and
oh, it was beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it was nice. It was real nice. It
It's
was so
peaceful.
relaxing. And our room, we thought we were like miles from the food hall and whatnot, but it turned out if you turn right, you're miles from the food hall, but if you turn left, then you're like 20 feet.
Yeah, very
That right,
good.
Sophie? Kind of like that. It was like the
That's
ultimate
very
shortcut.
good.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
That's
it
great.
was really nice. It was
That
really
is
nice
great.
resort. So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
um
Well,
so then your next day after the party, what did you do after the party?
We went to sleep.
No,
And
I mean
then,
for the next day.
the next day we got up and had coffee and had, packed up and then went to Port Canaveral and got on the Disney Wish.
So that was the end of your Disney World part of it.
That was.
Okay. And then you were motored over to Port Canaveral for the Wish. So
That's right.
you tell us about the Wish.
The Wish is a beautiful, beautiful ship. It is really beautiful. And they did a nod to Cinderella on that ship. And it's just really elegant. It's elegant looking. And I really liked it a lot. It's
Yeah.
different than the other 4 ships for sure. And some differences, well, actually, just one difference was not something we enjoyed. But for the most part, it was really great.
what
Okay.
difference was that?
On the other 4, there are forward, aft, and mid ship elevators.
Hmm.
And on the Wish, they decided that forward and aft were enough. And
Oh.
they
Oh.
didn't put any elevators midship. And not only that, but the elevators themselves are not as large as on the other 4 ships. So the
Mm.
elevators are narrow spaces that the sign in the elevator says capacity is 20 people. There's no freaking way. Unless you got 20 babies in that elevator, there are not 20 people that holds. The elevator at one point had 8 adults in it, and that was it. That was
Oh.
like the max, unless we would have literally been in each other's faces,
Business.
like literally in each other's faces. We could have gotten maybe 4 more adults on there, but it would have been extremely uncomfortable, especially in this world we're living in right now.
Yeah.
I see.
So we were disappointed by the lack of elevators. But other than that, the ship was beautiful.
Okay. And is that the ship in your background right now?
Yeah, that's the atrium.
Ooh.
Yep, in the background, and there's the tree. And yeah, it's
So,
beautiful.
hmm So what kind of room did you stay in?
We stayed in an ocean view with balcony. Not the deluxe family ocean view stateroom with balcony, but just the deluxe ocean view stateroom with balcony. The room was great. We don't have any problem with any Disney ship rooms. We do enjoy the split bath, which we did have again, thankfully. And the shower on the Wish in the split bath is different than the other ships, and I prefer the Wish's shower to the others. But I like having the split bath where there's a toilet and a sink and mirror and stuff in one bathroom, and then the shower and sink and stuff in another bathroom, so that you can multitask. Your family can multitask doing things. And I like that a lot. So I was happy to have that. And I like the shower better on the Wish. So, and the room had, ample plugs for, USB plugs and regular plugs and stuff like that, which is one thing we always have to worry about because of so many things that have to be plugged in. And there was ample storage. There were robes in the closet to use. And it was just really nice. It was really nice. We really liked the room.
Okay.
The TV did not swivel, and I don't know why that is, but it's like generally the TV
Yeah.
swivels.
Yeah.
But
It has an arm that
yeah,
rotates around.
yeah, not so much. No, didn't do it. So it was right on, like if you're laying in the bed, it's right on,
Yeah.
it was hung low and it's right there, but it didn't swivel. So if you were sitting on the sofa, it just, they usually do, but those don't. So just so you know, you could still see it. It's just,
Mhm. Okay. Um, what about dining?
Dining was good. Dining was different. They had the rotational dining, which we've all come to love at Disney, on Disney ships. We love that system so that you can get different experiences, different food, etc., but still have your same crew follow you. We like that. We like having that. We like rotational dining in general. Um, there were two restaurants that have like shows during the meal, and one was the Marvel restaurant, and then one was Arendelle where they have the Frozen show.
Mm-hmm.
We liked the Marvel show. We liked the Frozen show. Um, the table where we were located was not a good table for seeing the stage. Um, Disney has some kind of algorithm or something where they choose tables for people. And I don't know what that is, but I do know that we were seated at a table with two other couples that were just couples, and they were around our same age. So there is some algorithm they use for that. And then we noticed another table that looked like maybe three honeymoon couples. So they somehow group people according to like their travel party and their age and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know how they determined the table numbers, but our tables were not in a good place for seeing the stage. But you do this and you do everything to see it. But the shows themselves were good. There was a trio. I don't remember their name, but in the Arendelle restaurant, there was a musical group that was a trio. One, the guy played, I, I mean, I guess it was just a regular guitar. The girl was a violinist, and then there was a singer who was fantastic. Her voice was beautiful, and I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed their
Good.
music a lot. Now, there's a couple, as far as our opinions being on the other four ships, we love Animator's Palette. It's our favorite restaurant, and it's on all the other four ships. And that's the one where there's a lot of animation going on, but as part of the meal, you draw your own animated character, and then later in the meal, your character comes to life on the wall and dances and stuff. And the food is great. And that, like, if you asked us what our favorite meal is on any Disney ship, it's Animator's Palette, but it's on all four of the other ships. Second to that is Tiana's Place, which is on the Wonder that leaves from Galveston, and we've been on that cruise a number of times. And Tiana's Place is, is a jazz restaurant, but
Mhm.
Tiana, like the person who has been Tiana when we've been on that cruise, has been amazing and awesome. And it feels very homey and welcoming, and we really
Mhm.
like that. So, but as far as the dining, we went to 1923, which is like half represents like Walt Disney and then half represents Roy Disney. We were on the Walt side. I was grateful for, and I got a bunch of pictures, but we enjoyed the food more. I enjoyed the food more at the Marvel restaurant.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
And you said Animator's Palette is your top dog on the other four. It's also on the Wish as well.
No,
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 so it's not
it's
on the
not on
Wish.
the
Okay.
Wish.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's see here. Were you able to do your relaxing and your reading?
No, not. We relaxed as much as possible, but I've had things in my life lately that are keeping me from sleeping. And we really intended that this trip would be a really relaxing thing where I could like rejuvenate, and I didn't sleep.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
no, it wasn't. Your trips can't always be everything you intend,
Mhm.
but we still enjoyed it. But I can tell you from a family that has been consistently going on 7-night cruises, 4 nights is not enough at all. Like it was not enough time to do all the things you wanted, because there's things going on the ship all day long. They have trivia, they have Disney trivia, they have 80s music trivia, 70s music trivia, they have games, they just have so much stuff going on, and 4 nights is just not enough to get to really do a lot and try to rest and do anything restful either. We did pay to have a day pass to the census spa, which we don't do. We don't normally do things like that for ourselves, but I wanted to experience the rainforest area for a day pass for a possible kind of gift for guests in
Mhm.
the future. And we did that, and it was a very relaxing thing to do, and I really enjoyed it. And I think from now on, when we cruise, I'll get a day pass for the spa. I think that was a really worthwhile thing. It was more
Okay.
expensive though on the Wish than on the other boats. So I'm thinking, being that we'll probably travel from Galveston and need to be on the Wonder or the Magic, we'll do that from now on. So I
Yeah.
think that was worth it.
Okay.
I
Did
see.
you was this was a Christmas time
Yeah.
cruise? So
Yes, it
what
was a
did they do
very
for
Merry
that?
Christmas time cruise. They do, like Santa and Mrs. Claus were there to meet the kids certain times, and they do the princess meet and greets and stuff. Like even if you're not traveling with kids where you go down and meet with the princesses, you can still look down from the upper level of the atrium and see everybody enjoying it, and it was really great. And it's kind of like they wear like a little shawl that's like a Christmas their outfits are different, and Santa and Mrs. Claus were down there, and it's just sweet. That's the only time they wear those garments, or they have Santa
Mhm.
and Mrs. Claus, and that's pretty much the very Merry Christmas party thing, the theme.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was really sweet.
And then last question I have, you stopped at Castaway Key?
Stopped at Castaway Key,
Did you go to the beach
went to
or to the
Serenity
island?
Bay. Yep, went to Serenity Bay. We always go to Serenity Bay. That's the adult only area, and we just sit there and like do absolutely nothing. Just listen to music and do nothing.
Nice.
Go in the water, and it's cold.
Mm.
We sit in there and chill. And it's a great chill time. It's a great chill experience.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sophie, any last questions you have?
Um, no, not really.
Okay. Well, what else do you need? Oh, after the ship came back to Port Canaveral, you spent a day at Epcot.
We did. We
Oh, you're
came
right.
back and we went to Epcot and rode Guardians because, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we did the candlelight processional dinner package, the dining package, same one y'all did at Garden Grill.
Garden Grill.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. So I go to Garden Grill, and as every restaurant does, they ask me about oh, I have to say, on the Wish, they did excellent with dealing with my food allergies. Disney and Disney cruises have always been the most wonderful destinations for dealing with food allergies. And my food
Mhm.
allergies now are less than they used to be. So they're much more manageable, but they've always been excellent. But I'll say, at the Garden Grill, the only thing I couldn't have on the regular menu, I didn't have to have the special allergen menu. The only thing I couldn't have on the regular menu was the tomato in the salad. And I
Nice.
was I was so stoked to be able to have like the real food,
Uh-huh.
and it was great. It was great.
Yeah. So
So
did they have the barbecue chicken and
I
the
can't have the sauce on the
chimichurri
chicken.
steak?
I can't have the sauce on the steak, but they put it on the side so Butch could have it. and
Mhm.
I just didn't have the sauce. But I can have chimichurri sauce, and I did have it, and I had all the rest of the food. It was great.
So it was the same two meats.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always
Nice.
like the same bowl of stuff.
That was the first time we'd ever had barbecue chicken at the Garden Grill.
Yeah.
Ah,
But that's cool, Brenda. I'm
it was
glad.
great. I
Yeah.
was so pleasantly surprised. It was wonderful. I was really happy about that. And we
That's
went for the
cool.
early show. Did y'all do the early show for the candlelight procession or the
We
late
did
one?
the 8:30.
We did the 5:15.
We did the
And that was great
8:30.
for us because we're old.
We
Who was your narrator?
Our narrator was Damon John, who I really like a lot. He's on
Mhm.
Shark Tank, and I like him a lot as a person. I think that he is, in my mind, when I've heard him talk or read anything he said, he leads with love, and I love that. I like
yeah.
that in his personality. And I know recently, this has nothing to do with anything, but recently, one of the other sharks on Shark Tank, Mark Cuban, he owns a professional basketball team or
He
something.
owns the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay, well, see, you knew more than me, and I'm a Texan. But recently, he has been fighting to get a prescription drug thing passed where people who can't afford prescription medicines will be able to get their medicine. And Damon John is full backing him on that because it's for the good of people. And that's just one thing he does that I really like. I really like him and respect him. And I was very glad to see him do the candlelight processional. And I videoed a lot of it.
Yeah. It was so good. That was my highlight from the trip. Was the first highlight was when Robin saw Lindsay and Mackenzie and Steph and Shane and had no
Yay!
idea that they were going to be there.
So sweet.
And the
It
second
was
highlight, the highlight from Disney was the candlelight processional. But I'm telling you, we we had the preferred seating, of course, too. And when we went to go get in the line for that preferred seating, we were all the way down at Morocco.
Oh, we were
No.
so
Yeah.
worried.
And we're like, how are these people going to be able to sit? How are
Yeah.
we all going to be able to sit? But we did, and even
Yeah.
some of the
Mhm.
standby got in too. So
Yeah.
it's deceptive how many people the amphitheater can hold.
Yeah.
Well, even when we have passes, like when we do the candlelight processional dining, we still go to the line early. So we still went to the line more than 30 minutes early. So we were sitting like the second row, not the very front, but like, you know how there's the front few rows and then there's that walkway and then
Mhm.
there's more rows. We were sitting in that second row because I wanted to try to video, like get as much as I could in, but be close up. But
We
boy, we
were
really loved it.
we were not we were outside of the overhang, still in the seats, but outside of the overhang. So we were much further up, but it was great view. We still had a great
It
view,
was
and
wonderful.
it was
And
a
the
great
music
show.
is so wonderful, isn't it,
Yeah.
Sophie?
Oh, it's so
Oh,
pretty. Oh my
it's
goodness.
beautiful. I
Their
know.
voices they really are like angels. And
They are.
the
And that
voices
one
of
soprano
Liberty.
on the top, the
Oh,
voices of Liberty
yeah.
Girl, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't realize it was the Voices of Liberty singing in the candlelight processional. So when they came up, I was like, oh, wow. That's a
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, they have that one, like the candle area, and then there's those
Hmm.
choirs. They ask these choirs, like I think they have to audition and
Yeah,
be
but
chosen.
the thing of it is that this year, everyone in the backup choir is a Disney cast member, was a Disney cast member in in the processional that we saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's neat.
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg, for our processional,
Hmm.
specifically said that these were cast members that
Oh,
had put
that's
in their
awesome.
time.
Because
And I was like,
ours
wow.
was high school kids.
Oh,
Our
okay.
huge choir
Wow.
in gold was high school kids, and they were fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so good. It's on my list for as many times as I can see it now. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so all right, and then you flew home.
Then we flew home.
All right, so and a good time was had by all.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, Disney at Christmas time. I mean, my goodness gracious, what more do you want?
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, is there any last tidbits you want to add before we close the book on this feature topic?
Any tidbits? Any tidbits? We get the balcony on our stateroom because we love sitting out there and having coffee and like just talking and listening to music or something, and just we really enjoy the balcony.
Right.
So if anybody out there is thinking, you know, should I get the balcony? Should I not get the, if you like sitting outside, generally at home, if you like sitting outside and having your coffee, get a balcony. It's
Right.
just really a
Yeah.
relaxing thing to do. That was like the most relaxing thing we did. And of course, on Disney, you never set a clock for your wake up call. You order room service. So there you
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Brenda.
go. You're welcome.
So now it is time to talk about Disney history. So, Sophie, this day in Disney history for December 19th. Take it away.
Okay. All right. Well, this one is not, it's only Disney history by association,
Okay.
but I am taking you all the way back to the year of 1843,
Wow.
where A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is first published in London by Chapman and Hall.
Wow.
Illustrated by John Leech, the story tells of sour and stingy Ebenezer Scrooge's ideological, ethical, and emotional transformation resulting from supernatural visits from Jacob Marley and the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and yet to come. The novella quickly met with commercial success and critical acclaim. Dickens's tale is credited with returning the holiday to one of merriment and festivity in Britain and America after a period of sobriety and somberness. In 2009, Disney released a 3D feature film version of A Christmas Carol starring Jim Carrey. This is actually Disney's third retelling of the tale.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And one retelling just passed its 30th birthday,
Mhm.
and that would be
A Muppets Christmas Carol.
uh-huh.
And the
Nice.
first retelling of it that I know of actually features Scrooge McDuck
Yeah.
and various other Disney characters, including Mickey Mouse as Bob Cratchit.
And that's Once Upon a Christmas Time? No.
Uh,
Once
I I
Mickey's
do
Once
not.
Upon a Christmas,
I actually do
I
not know the
think.
name of it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know that one either.
Mm.
But Brenda, on the
Yeah.
10th, because we had interviewed Ira David Wood for our podcast, and on the 10th we got to go see his adaptation of A Christmas Carol. So this is perfect
Ooh, how
timing,
was it?
Sophie. Oh, it
Yeah,
was absolutely fantastic. And
wonderful.
it was everything we wanted it to be, everything we
Yay.
remembered it to be, and then
Mhm.
some.
Does
And
he do that
after,
every year?
yeah, and
Yep.
this year was the 49th year that
Is
he's
this your first
portrayed.
time you went?
No,
Oh no, we've
no,
been
this is
going.
probably the third or fourth time. But
Awesome.
next year is the 50th anniversary,
Mhm.
and it will be his last time portraying Scrooge. And after that, he will continue to direct the show. But his son is going to take over the role of Ebenezer Scrooge in the upcoming
Ah.
productions. And they kind of flip flop a little bit on you know, father will do some and then son will do some of the performances right now. But after the performance, we were able to see him and say hi. And so we went and we were able to get a picture. So let me go ahead and blow this up and
Yay.
put it in so that you guys can see it. Sophie, of course, has seen it, but
It's still such a great picture. I loved going to see it.
Yay.
yeah. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, that's great.
So that's Ira David Wood. And of course, he was on our episode
Sweet.
144, I think it was,
Yay.
when we interviewed him about the project.
Very good.
So
Oh, that reminds me. When we were at Hollywood Studios, we saw the new Frozen show. That's the first time we've seen it since it was revamped in September. It's really good.
Okay.
They've changed the jokes some, and they had a different guy playing Eric, the other historian. They have a new guy. I don't know if he's new. I mean, like I said, this is the first time we've seen it since they redid it. But Olaf was part of the show. It had a Christmas theme at the end, so the ending was completely different than before. So I don't know if, I don't know what they'll do after the season, as far as if they're going to leave Olaf in it or if they're going to take him out or what they're going to do with the ending. But I did videotape it at the end so I could send it to you and Sophie so you could see it if you want.
Yeah.
But I didn't tape the whole thing, but the end was totally different than what y'all saw last time.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. And
that's a teaser, people. If you want to see it, write us and tell us to post it.
Yeah, or just post it in the On the Road with Mickey groups,
Yay.
Brenda, and then it'll be there for everyone to see it.
Awesome.
I also want to talk just a little bit about 2 bits of history that I've got based on the date. Today is our recording date is December 14th, and that's a big day because of history of Disney history. So I wanted to touch base on that a little bit and tell you why as after I finish reading it. But in 1966, December 14th was the day that Lily Disney visited her husband Walt at St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank, California. Although Walt is very ill, she is encouraged by the strength he shows. His brother Roy pays him a visit at night, and they talk about company matters, Epcot, and Disney World. Walt looks at the ceiling and points out the design of the new Florida park to a teary-eyed Roy. After he leaves, Walt asks to have his bed raised so he can look toward the nearby Disney Studios. At Roy's orders, every one of the studio's lights is left on to shine through the night. And then, of course, tomorrow, December 15th, is the anniversary of when Walt passes away. And there were 2 things I wanted to point out. One, it was a Thursday. Walter Elias Disney passes away at St. Joseph's Hospital of acute circulatory collapse caused by lung cancer just 10 days after his 65th birthday. When the news of Walt's death reaches Disneyland in Anaheim, consideration is given to closing the park for the day, but instead it is kept open as Walt would have wanted, but the flags on Main Street are lowered to half-mast. Mr. Disney will be cremated 2 days later. His 74-year-old brother, Roy O. Disney, will postpone his planned retirement and start construction in Florida on Walt's latest project, Disney World. And on the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite, commentator Eric Severeid shares this about Mr. Disney. He was a happy accident, one of the happiest the century has experienced. And judging by the way it's behaving, in spite of all Disney tried to tell it about laughter, love, children, puppies, and sunrises, the century hardly deserved him. Now, he said he was a happy accident, but the 3 of us here know that there are no accidents, that Walt Disney was God's gift to us, to the world.
For
You
sure.
know, he was extended to us by grace and grace alone. And we give thanks to God for Walt Disney and for the life that he led and all that he inspired for everyone that loves Disney, and cares about it. And I mean, if Disney had never existed, we wouldn't know each other. Brenda and I, we wouldn't be sisters from another mister and brothers from another mother.
Yeah.
You know, we would never have gotten to know each other. And so if you wouldn't have the memories of her trips to Disney that she has,
Yeah.
and all that extends because God gave the grace for Walt Disney's life and he took it and used it to the fullest. So that's what I wanted to remember.
That's a little bit of Walt, people. There you go.
That is a little bit of Walt. And Brenda's going to give us a little bit of Walt quote.
Ugh. I don't even think we need a Walt quote. That was the best thing ever. That was the best tribute ever.
Okay.
We do need a Who's Who character, though, because...
Yeah.
Because we're getting off track here.
Before we all start crying, Daddy.
I know.
I'm not
going to
cry.
it?
I'm good.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, I have a character. You know, Brenda, what we're finding out in our Who's Who characters. And yet, again, Sophie, this is a clue without a clue. But I'm finding that the big names, the lead stars and everyone like that, we've used most of those.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the secondary characters. Last week was a secondary character. And Sophie, of course, figured it out.
Of course.
She said, I can name that character in 2 clues. And yes, she did. So
here you go.
Let's see if you can guess this character.
I'll try while I'm still recovering from the emotional damage.
Exactly.
This character is sweet, beautiful, and quite beguiling.
Sweet, beautiful, and quite beguiling. That describes most of the princesses.
This is not a princess, remember, secondary character. This character and a lead character in a Disney Pixar project, were pretty serious until someone showed up and it created chaos. There's a lot in there.
Princess?
Not a Disney princess. They were very serious until someone showed up. Ooh.
Work it out. See if you can, kind of play out who the someone might be.
Is this Faline from Bambi?
No. Nothing to do with Bambi.
Okay.
Sweet and beguiling.
And beautiful.
Beautiful.
Sweet, beguiling, beautiful. Was in a very serious relationship with someone until someone showed up.
That created chaos.
Was in a relationship with someone until someone else showed up? Who the heck?
Mm-hmm. This character is a receptionist too.
Receptionist?
Mm-hmm.
Celia? From Monsters, Inc.
Yep, Celia May from Monsters, Inc. I wasn't certain if the receptionist would be a dead giveaway.
I helped.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, So it says here, Celia May is the receptionist at Monsters, Inc. Though she does have live snakes for hair, she's no Medusa. Celia is sweet, beautiful, and quite beguiling, particularly to Mike. Things between Mike and Celia were getting pretty serious until Boo's sudden arrival created chaos in their world. Luckily, Celia is very forgiving. Once she learns the truth, she happily reunites with her googly bear.
Oh my
And I didn't want to
goodness.
say googly bear because that would have been like even easier than just saying receptionist.
Yeah.
Yay, Sophie!
Thank you.
But you got to listen, Brenda, to
Oh.
last week because she got it. The character was the beaver from Lady and the Tramp.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And to listen, it is so cool. It's probably the coolest one yet, I think, because you listen to how Sophie goes on to explain how she figured out it was the beaver. And just the
Wow.
way the mind works is just incredible.
Fascinating. Yes,
It's
it
just
is.
fascinating.
Thank you.
So it's really neat and worth listening to.
For sure.
So it's really kind of cool.
Listen to episode 149, y'all. You will find the magic of Sophie.
Yeah. So anyway, you don't want to give a Walt Disney quote?
I can't even imagine talking about him now, especially not just some random quote.
Okay.
What you said stands alone.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to make that in
I'll
the
get
middle
over it.
instead of the end, but
I'll
anyway.
get over it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, Sophie, I have thrown us a curveball.
Yeah.
So everyone listening, we were going to talk next week about our 23 things to do in 2023. But I had an idea and we're going to run with this instead, and we're calling it the 12 Days of Disney. And it's like the song, but what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a list of 12 things that we love in particular about Disney that are, could be anything from something you bought or something you were given or something you ate or any of those things, or a ride, anything like that. And we're going to call it the 12 Days of Disney. So that is our topic next week.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, Brenda, Sophie, Grogu, and myself hope everyone has a wonderful holiday and a very Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Because Christmas is on Sunday. When this airs on the 19th, it'll be the following Sunday is Christmas.
That's right.
My goodness, it's coming so fast.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Let's hope everybody has their Christmas presents ready.
Let's hope.
So anyway, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. He's Grogu. And we're on the road with Mickey. And we will see you on the road.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Well, you were gone. Someone had to do it.
Yeah. And then you didn't do it when you were back. So
Bye, everybody.
now we got 2 bye everyone's.